Are you looking for more space for your family? Well, in this video, I'm checking out 3 different homes by Perry in La Cima, a new construction neighborhood in Southwest San Marcos. All of these homes are under $700,000. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local San Marcos real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to San Marcos or the greater Austin area in general, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate market news. You know, I was a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, but how I operate hasn't changed between those 2 jobs. Honesty, effective communication, hard work, and just helping other people achieve their goals is still what matters to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find a great deal in the San Marcos area. So like I said, today we're checking out 3 different homes in La Cima. La Cima is a new construction neighborhood. They're gonna be building out here forever, it seems like. They're about halfway done with the current plans, and then there's talk of La Cima Part 2 on the other side of the highway. So we're super close to San Marcos, pretty close to Texas State. It's about a, let's say, 6-7 minute drive to the campus. Beautiful hill country out here. When you're driving through the neighborhood, I know you're gonna fall in love with it. The amenity center is beautiful. We have 2 pools, 1 quiet pool that's adults only, which I thought was nice, and a full gym, and then a ton of paved trails all around. They did a great job of planning all of this out when they were building out La Cima. This is a higher end though. It's gonna be tough to find something under $450,000 in La Cima. It's kind of the low end of the market here. So like I said, we're checking out 3 different homes. 2 of them priced just shy of $600,000, and then the last one quite a bit higher. So let's go check out house number 1. So the first 2 homes we're checking out today are pretty similar. This first house we're checking out is a new construction, and then the next house we're gonna see right after is a resale, but very different interiors. So I kind of want to showcase them because they're very similar prices. But starting with this one, this is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 2,895 square foot home. And this is currently listed at $597,900. So check this one out. So 3-car garage right off the bat. We're also in a corner lot, which is nice. Lots of just green area here. You're super close to your mailbox also. So lots of space before we get to the backyards over there. And then you can see there's kind of a drainage ditch here. So you're not gonna have really any neighbors all along here. You kind of just have the one neighbor up above you and then one further back. So privacy for this specific lot is really nice. I love the exterior with the stucco. Looks really good. Super steep driveway. Again, not a big deal, and you have plenty of parking on the street too. La Cima is very hilly, so steep driveways are common. Really beautiful front door with this wavy glass feature. And so with all of these Perry homes, you're gonna get really tall ceilings. So we start with this 12-foot tall ceiling as soon as we walk in. Tile flooring, tall trim throughout the home, and then we went with a black hinges and handles. We have this mother-in-law suite right up near the front. Super tall windows, letting in a ton of natural light in here. And then have what they call a Hollywood bathroom. So you have a sink here, toilet slash tub here. I wish the tile went to the ceiling. And then your second bath connecting to your second bedroom, just the one window for the second bedroom. All the bedrooms do come with walk-in closets though, so plenty of closet space for all of the bedrooms. And then we have our 8-foot doors throughout. Before we get to the main entryway, over here to the left side, we have our utility room. Side-by-side washer dryer, you do have cabinets included, and a little nook over there for a folding table. And then our mudroom right here. Before we check out the garage, we have this another bedroom with an ensuite bathroom connected to it. I love the black widespread faucet here. Just the black fixtures throughout look great. The tile on the back and on the floor is pretty basic. I wish they went a little higher grade with that. And then the carpeted bedrooms I'm not a huge fan of, but that's again personal preference. 3-car garage looks amazing. Really well lit and just Plenty of space in here. You can actually park 2 cars and have home gym over here. You have a lot of space here to do with what you want. You can store things, put the kids' bikes over in that corner. Still, if there's a hailstorm coming in, be able to get all the cars safely inside. And then this opens up. We have a half bath tucked away over here with a pedestal sink. And then a beautiful open space. This kitchen is fantastic. So very generous island, massive island. You can fit 6 people on stools there. Fridge would go here. We have this kind of dark blue, grayish cabinets, again with the black handles. That looks great. And then walk-in pantry, the automated light when you open it. Really tall cabinets. Really like that crown molding at the top too, looks great. Just the 4 burner. Usually I see 5 burners, so that kind of surprised me. And then they have the hood hidden away, so it looks very sleek. Really interesting backsplash there too. And then we have a large single basin sink with, again, the black. Is this one of those touch ones? Nope. I got a touch one and it changed my life. I go up to friends' houses and I start doing this. Like I forget how to actually operate a faucet. I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, built-in oven, built-in microwave. Yeah, this kitchen's great. Super large kitchen, really large pantry. This island is stupid. It's massive. You'll have a ton of space to store everything. And you have a little bit more storage on this side of the island as well. Here's our formal dining area. And you can kind of see and hear. I didn't hear that truck whatsoever and it drove right by. So very well insulated in here because we are right next to that road because we're elevated, right? We're overlooking the fence. And so that noise would be my biggest concern, but well, he's parking now, so I don't know if it's making sound or not. But yeah, you can't hear much from outside, which is great. And then looking at the back patio, super large covered back patio with the recessed lighting. And then for this specific lot, you're gonna get a little bit more yard because we are on that corner lot. So pretty good amount of privacy. I mean, it's really just that one neighbor that you're looking at, but this is a massive back patio, absolutely ginormous. Looking, we have outlet here. I don't see a gas outlet for a grill though. Something to be aware of. Something I skipped to the left of this fireplace, which it is an electric fireplace. We have this kind of flex space, however you'd want to use this. You have the French doors, but you could use this as a home office. You can use it as a kid's playroom, whatever makes sense for you. A ton of natural light coming in. And then primary. Primary just keeps going up and up and up to 15-foot tall ceiling there. So beautiful open space in the primary bedroom. Again, with that additional window at the top, lots of natural light coming in here. Just a massive bedroom. And then the typical Perry bathroom. I love Perry bathrooms. So an actual soaking tub that me, a 6'1" man, could actually lay in and soak. Separated sinks. Right, I don't know why we didn't put hardware on the cabinets here. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And then we have these frosted windows along this wall, so letting in a bunch of natural light while maintaining privacy. You have his closet here, linen closet on the other side of the shower. And then the walk-in shower here, plenty of space, no door, you just walk in, open, very, very open. Toilet, and then we have her closet on this side. Plenty of space for one person. Cool, so there you have it. That's the first Perry home we're checking out today. Like I said, the second house could be very similar to this one, but it's been lived in for 3 years and they've done updates. And so I'm curious to see what you guys think is the better home. So let's go check out house number 2. So the second house we're checking out is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,916 square foot home. This is resale, was built in 2022, so 3 years old as of recording. And this is listed at $599,900, so $1,500 difference between the first house and what we saw here. This one, we are actually on a downward sloping hill, so beautiful view as soon as you walk out here. It's a really nice view, like really beautiful day. I'm recording today too with the sky. And you can see we have an empty lot here. It doesn't look like they're gonna build here. Don't hold me to that, but we have kind of that brick wall that tells me that's the end of the building here. Otherwise it would just be a fence lot and you'd see some signs here. So you just have the one front neighbor. Looks like, again, walking distance to the mailbox, very easy. But yeah, let's compare and contrast this. I think I prefer the exterior to the old one, the other one. I also prefer a front-facing 3-car garage. This is tandem, so 2-car garage, and then you have that third space back inside. You'll see when we get in there. I do like this front with what they've done with the flowers there, and then beautiful tile for the entrance here. Similar as far as the doors are all 8 foot like before, ceilings is 12 foot like before, but you see, because people have lived in here, they've made design choices, and so that could be good or bad, depending on if you agree with the design choices. I quite like the design choices they've done. So they've done a lot of this, black ceiling throughout, which I think really adds a different texture to it as you're walking through. It's the same with the black handles as before, and then we have our 2 carpeted bedrooms, but they have a more interesting tile that they've put in here. Closet for bedroom number 1. And this is a walk-in shower, whereas before I believe it was just a bathtub with floor to ceiling backsplash tile too. So this feels like a big upgrade in my mind. Here's the second. Also, all the bedrooms have large fans. I don't know why builders just refuse to put fans in for their inventory homes. They just don't. They put it in the primary and the living and that's it. So this house does come with fans in every single bedroom and the flex space. Here's our utility room. No cabinet in this one. It's just the open shelving mudroom, and then so you can see the garage. They do have epoxy flooring, which is a nice little upgrade, and I like that we have the natural light coming in from the garage door itself. But yeah, you can see we have the tandem space here instead of the 3-car side by side. So I definitely prefer the other one. I do like what they've done with the flooring and the natural light coming in though. You can tell a man lived here because that piece of art is incredibly high on the wall. Only a tall man would do that. To the left, so this house does not come with a half bath. We have our second full bathroom. So large countertop space, single sink, and then floor to ceiling. Looks like herringbone tile. Looks beautiful in here. I really like this bathroom. And then this is where their kid was, I'm sure. So I think the only wall I would want to repaint, maybe not, maybe I'll keep this in here. Come back to my childhood. But we have a fan in here, like I said, carpet in here like all the other ones too. Now a big couple upgrades here. First off, we have this flex space with no carpet, so they maintain the tile, which I definitely prefer, and it comes with a fan. And then they have these black blinds throughout the house, which I think look really cool. Again, we have these French doors. Another big upgrade here is this. So here is the kitchen, very similar to what we saw in the previous one. We have an extra pendant light. I couldn't get the lights to work. I didn't try that hard, if I'm being honest. That's why it's a little bit darker in here. And also they have their shades kind of drawn in this house. But very similar to the last one. I think I like this look a little bit better. But then we have this, completely different from the last house, right? So we have a drinks fridge, mini fridge down there, and then the wine rack up here, and just more space, more countertop space, more cabinet space. This is a beautiful kitchen. Not sure why they went with the gold. Maybe it's this one touch. Man, am I the only one who fell in love with touch faucets? It must be. Yeah, I'm not sure why they went with the gold. This kind of doesn't look great because this is a different shade from that one, right? And then everything else in the house is black. So I'm not an interior designer, but that came across as a little odd to me. Now, another huge upgrade for this house in particular is we have the stackable sliding glass door here, as well as the regular entrance here. Now, what's nice about this is you can kind of have a seamless, on a nice day, seamless transition from the living to the back. Now, what most people will say is, well, it's always too hot, you're gonna get bugs. This one, they figured it out. So, same size as the previous back patio, right? They've added a ginormous fan, which looks fantastic. And they've left where they put their TV here, so you can kind of get a sense where that goes. But then you have this. Oh, and we have a little guy here to show you. He's running away now. I almost walked into it, but yeah, we have netting all around here that I'm sure there's a remote for somewhere that we can raise. But this is keeping all of the insects out. So this is fantastic. This feels great out here right now. I'm still getting the natural light. This is also much better as far as a lot placement from privacy, because we don't have that rear neighbor like we did in the previous house. It's just green. So very, very private out here. I was very impressed when I walked back here. And then the stackable is just an added level of not only utility of being able to connect them seamlessly, but also it lets in a little bit more natural light when it's just a true wall of windows. More black paint. Then coming into the primary, very similar to the previous house, right? We just have the black blinds. And then I really like this bathroom. They went with a black tile on the floor and then this white on the countertops. And apart from that, very similar. These are not frosted like the last house, so they put something over it, which is a shame. I don't know why we just have the one frosted and then not here. I would prefer to let in as much natural light but keep the privacy. But same here with the closet, linen closet, same size bathtub. I did notice a small difference where this actually has a door to it. Not a big deal. I think I'd prefer no door if you don't need a door, but I'm sure you get used to whatever. Same dimensions it looks like for the second closet too. So it's interesting because I think between the two homes, I prefer this one for the lot placement, for the added wine rack and mini fridge in the kitchen, for the no carpet and the flex space, and then for this, right, having this back patio with already, it would be one of those things where I moved into a new house and would think, okay, I'm going to net this in, or I'm going to put shades on a motor. This is already done, which is nice, okay? And it's basically the exact same price. The only difference, maybe, is the incentives. So if you go with the new build, Perry's going to say, like they're doing a summer sales event is what they call it right now. It's $35,000 towards whatever you want it to go towards, paying off your closing costs, bringing your interest rate down. What I'll say is that is what they are advertising. Resale may also be able to match that, especially because they know they're selling in a new construction neighborhood. They're having to compete with Perry, the builder. If I was bringing a buyer into this house, I would say, let's negotiate and say, hey, Perry's offering $35,000 to buy down our rate. If you're willing to match that, we'll go with your house with all these great upgrades. And they may say yes, especially in this current market. So definitely worthwhile to know that the incentives you're seeing builders promote, you can ask for those same incentives if you're going the resale route too, and the seller may say yes, okay? It's important to understand it's not just new build that you can get those deals with. So cool, these were the first two. We got one more to check out, a much larger, very different floor plan than these two. So I'll see you over there. So the final house we're checking out today is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,399 square foot home. And this one's listed $70,000 more than the other two. This is at $669,900. So let's go check it out, see if it's worth that extra 70 grand. So this is a 3-cards tandem though. Brick exterior with the stone to the left side. I think I prefer stone and stucco, so I'm not a big fan of the all brick or mostly brick exterior. It is a much flatter entry. And so we can kind of see, you can't see much, but there is a drainage ditch over there, so you won't have neighbors on that side of you. Let's check this one out. And then we have the brick on either side walking up. So this floor plan I'm very familiar with. I live in a neighborhood called Easton Park, which is southeast Austin, and Perry builds there. This is actually their model home floor plan in that neighborhood where I live. So I know this one super well. I really like this floor plan, but let's kind of compare what we've seen, the features of the other homes compared to this one. So we have our home office right off to the side with these 8-foot French doors. No carpet, which I prefer. To the left here is our half bath, just a pedestal sink. And then this is actually a utility room that connects to the primary closet, so we'll go there in a minute. Here's an ensuite, mother-in-law room. Really like how much windows they put here with the corner here. Pretty good sized bedroom, as I said, with an ensuite. They do not do floor to ceiling tile, which I don't know why that bothers me so much. I live in a Brookfield home, and you should and would argue that Perry is a more luxury builder than Brookfield. But with Brookfield, I was able to get floor to ceiling tile, no carpet in the bedrooms. So it's odd when I'm looking at a more luxury, this is more expensive than my house. And yet there's certain things my house has as a new construction that this doesn't. So I know Perry does offer it. You'd have to do the to be built, right? You'd have to pick a lot and go through the process, take about 10 months if you did want all these features. But for their inventory homes, for whatever reason, they just don't include these small little things like tile floor to ceiling, or more interesting tile, I should say. Here we have a small mudroom, and then we can see, so we do have some stairs, which is not ideal. With the tandem, just like we saw in the previous house, but without the epoxy flooring. And then no natural light coming in through those garage doors. Here we have our formal dining area, beautiful formal dining area with these arches outlining the two entrances. And then a little nook here right before we go up the spiral staircase. To the right, pretty typical kitchen. I think the island is a hair smaller than the previous two we saw, but this is fine. I think, yeah, definitely the second house had the best kitchen. This gets the job done. Ton of natural light. It's what you kind of expect from Perry at this point, especially with the blinds half open. And then the back patio is massive. I do like this back patio and yard. It's a lot flatter, so I have a golden retriever. I would not want it going up and down stairs a bunch, so just having that one stair, I mean, he'd just leap off that, is much better to me than those previous two where you were much higher up, and then no rear neighbor. Just having that with a ton of, I picked a great day to record, y'all. I'm enjoying this. It's like 92 degrees, but it is beautiful out here. And so, yeah, nice big backyard here with no rear neighbor. Still no gas outlet on here. Again, it's one of those, I live in a Brookfield and I have that to connect to my, my grill. It's just surprising when I don't see it in a house that's much more expensive and nicer than mine. Super tall ceilings, right? Super open. We have the fun black herringbone tile around the electric fireplace. We'll go upstairs last. So we have coat closet here before we go into our primary bedroom. Carpeted primary, very similar to what we've seen before. I think we have a little bit more window in this one. And then the bathroom, which I actually don't like as much as the previous two. So there's just less natural light. We have a large tub, it's taking up less space. I don't know if it's as much space like inside the tub as the previous two. I want to say no, but it might just be an optical illusion. I need a measuring tape before I commit to that. Really nice. I mean, we have the one small frosted window, but I liked that we had the 3 frosted windows on the side in that first house. So it's a shame we don't get that with this one. It's still a very nice bathroom though. toilet, it's just a living closet. And then you get just the one large closet here. What I do like about this, and it's something that my house has that I really like, is the connected utility room to the closet. So very easy when you're doing laundry, just grab it straight from the dryer, hang it up, right? And then you have this extra space here. So this could be a folding space. I mean, it's so close to the closet, you could put a chest of drawers here, right? You can put some of your wardrobe here also. And like I said at the beginning, this connects to the front of the house. So now let's check out upstairs. So far for downstairs, I prefer this backyard. I really like these stairs. These are very, very wide stairs. So anyway, small thing. I like the home office at the front there. Not a big fan of the kitchen as compared to the other two. And yeah, the backyard is really nice. Is it worth $70,000 more? Not sure about that yet. So nice open banister opening to downstairs while we have this landing tray ceiling. And then this I would use as a theater room. Right, black out those corner windows. Put a TV right here. Bunch of seating, popcorn machine, soda dispenser. When I start going to houses with what I would make a theater room, then it starts becoming exciting. It's like, okay, maybe this is worth $70,000 more. Nice opening to the front. You can see with that extra window above. And then 2 bedrooms over here. Decent sized bedroom. Oh, this is different than the one in Easton Park. The one there connects with the bathroom. This one's its own thing. And then we have, interesting, very interesting. So sink, door, ton of natural light coming in here, that's nice. Door in the way, and then second sink, and now we're in that second bedroom. I think I'd take off maybe one of those doors in that scenario. And there you have it. So this was their largest one that Perry sells over here. Still under 700,000. I mean, the previous two were under 600,000. I know for these floor plans in Easton Park, which is closer to Austin, you're looking in the 700,000, 800,000 range. So definitely better price down here. I also spoke with someone who lives in Cima. I mean, she works for Perry, so take this with a grain of salt. But she was saying she really appreciates how open this community is, as far as she used to live in her and her husband built a house on land, lived there for a number of years, and then just moved to Cima a couple of years ago. And they really like it because you can get a large house like this, or the previous two, ton of space on 60-foot lots, and your neighbors are few and far in between, with a lot of these lots not having a rear or front neighbor too. So there's definitely some pros with living here specifically, as opposed to just this model of home anywhere in the Austin area. Cima definitely has some really nice views when you're driving around, very hilly, lots of natural land that they're not developing, which I really appreciate for new construction, that they're being smart about all of that, as well as the trails they're adding and the amenity center that's nearby. But I hope you guys found this video informational. If you're thinking of moving to San Marcos and your budget is around 600,000, then you can see some of the options you have. A lot of the other homes that I was looking at when I was researching homes for this video are in Kissing Tree, which is a 65-year-old plus community. So that's the other one if you are over 65 years old. That would be a great one to look at. I love Kissing Tree. It's an incredible community. That one is by Brookfield. And those homes are in this price range too. Not quite as large as this, but you get a ton of stuff with that. They have a huge golf course. They have multiple pickleball courts. That's a really cool community. I just didn't want to do it for this video because if you're not 65 or older, you can't get into that one. So check that one out too. I also have a bunch of videos on Kissing Tree if you're interested in that. But yeah, it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to help you and your family find your next house in the Austin area. Until next time, hope to see you guys around the neighborhood.